You have the power and the potential 1000% to do this. So as long as you work to increase your self-awareness and to begin to become a master of your mind and your emotions and your energy, you can begin to shift whatever timeline you're on. You can begin to become such a more conscious creator of your external reality. What's up? What's going on? My name is Sabrina and welcome back to the channel. Here in the Better You community, we talk about all things self-growth and spirituality. And in today's video, I feel called to talk to you guys about how to manifest money doing what you love. If you like what you hear in today's video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up to help out the channel. Feel free to subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified every time I post a new video. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, feel free to share this video with a friend. And before we get into this, I do have an announcement that I am coming out with a brand new, never before seen 3-day live workshop where I will be guiding you guys to attract your first $1,000 in your purpose. This means getting paid, doing what you love so you can quit your old boring jobs that don't even serve you anymore and do what you were meant to on this earth. At the time that this video is going to be released, it'll be on like early bird pricing, so get in while you can. I will leave the link below to check it out if you're interested, and now let's get into the video. So let's talk about manifesting money, attracting money, doing what you love. So many people have these dreams and desires and goals and visions in their mind. Like they have these really great ideas to do things, to start writing books, to start up their own health business, to start their own clothing brand, like whatever it is. But I see so many people hesitating to take steps towards it. Now, this can be from all the different kinds of like doubts and fears and worries and like all the different like, is this even worth it? It seems like a lot of work. I don't even know where to get started. And it can seem like a lot, especially when you've been doing something that, say like a career that you haven't liked for X amount of time, and you have these desires and visions for yourself, but it's like such a 180 to what you're doing now. It's kind of like, okay, like how do I even get started doing this? And I really want to eliminate all of those doubts and fears and worries and like overwhelmness and like all of that, so that you feel confident and comfortable and sure in yourself and sure in the universe, that the universe has your back in this, for you to be able to step into your purpose full time, doing what you love, getting paid for it, manifesting money with it, so that you can live the life that you've always wanted to. You can live on your highest timeline, the life that you came on earth to actually experience. And the first thing in manifesting money and doing what you love is to create this kind of life for yourself is to really, first and foremost, make sure your mind is open to the possibility of it. Our minds are such a confirmation bias. And so if you're telling yourself, or if you're thinking about like these visions and then your mind is overwhelmed with all of these thoughts of like, oh, but that's not possible for you, or they can do it, but you can't do it. Like, you're not that special. You're not that type of girl, right? Like, what kind of thoughts are going on in your head? Because these thoughts that you might be having do not dictate the truth. They're just simply thoughts that you might have picked up on or heard somewhere and repeated in your brain that you now believe. But just because you have a thought in your brain doesn't make it true. And I want you to begin to become aware of the thoughts that come in your head when you're thinking about your goals and your visions and your desires, and making sure that the thoughts that you allow to keep in your mind, to allow to ruminate and marinate, I want those thoughts to be of a positive nature, because letting these doubtful thoughts repeat in your mind over and over again, your mind is going to start to pick out evidence and confirm to you that what you want is not possible for you. You need to begin, first step to manifest money, doing what you love. You need to begin to really start telling yourself, even if you don't even see it at first, even if you don't believe it at first, start telling yourself like, yes, this is a possibility for me. Yes, even though whatever it is that you feel called to do, it could be so like bizarre, it could be so out there, it could be so like unconventional, right? It doesn't matter. If you feel called to do it, it is meant for you. It is a true soul desire. It is on your path. Your desires are your destiny. Your desires are meant for you. So I want you to begin to really let your brain start to marinate in these thoughts of, yes, what I want is possible for me. Yes, my desires are meant for me. Yes, if I had this idea to do it, that means I have the potential and capabilities and all of the resources to fulfill this. If you have an idea to do something, that means that you have the capabilities, the resources, and the potential to make this happen. You would not have an idea come in your brain if you were not capable of fulfilling it. Okay? I want you to really know this, really understand this on a deeper level. Because then when you begin to really tell yourself these things and your mind starts to accept it as your new truth, your mind, again, as a confirmation bias it works as, it will begin to find evidence of how it is possible for you. You will begin to see opportunities. You will begin to put your awareness on different paths that you could make it work out in. And it'll make your path to getting your desires, to creating this life of yours, you will be on a path of so much less resistance, a path of least resistance, when you can get your mind on board with what you truly want out of life. So much of this is like a mind game when you really understand the science behind the universe and quantum physics and the science behind the law of attraction and the science behind how we can manifest and attract these different things into our lives, like money, from doing what we love. You understand that it's so subconscious. It's such like our mind, and I've said this before and I'll keep saying it, our mind is like the projector role, and what we see in our reality is like the projector screen. What we have in our minds, what our state of consciousness is, who we are as a being, our beliefs, our thoughts, how we perceive ourselves, that is what we are going to create in our lives. So begin to really tell yourself and understand that you are capable of this, one, and it is on your highest path, meaning that there is a version of you that experiences all of this, that makes money doing what you love. And so if there's a version of you that experiences what you love, you are capable of tapping into that. There are an infinite number of timelines that exist, right? There's an infinite number of timelines that exist, meaning that there are many, many different timelines actually where you are getting paid doing what you love, or you are not working in this old boring desk job with the gossipy coworkers where you were just like really not living it, not living the life, right? And then you have all these different timelines where you are living the life. You do have what you want. You do make your schedule, you do make the money you want, etc., etc. Now, how do we tap into this specific timeline where you make money? What is the secret? What's the universal secret? Let me tell you, it is all when we bring it down to the science behind things, right? Because you guys know I'm such a nerd for the science behind things. When you bring it down, we realize that it is your state of consciousness, right? If we can match your current state of consciousness with the state of consciousness of the being that is in the timeline that you want to be in, okay, and stay with me here. If you can train your mind to have the same beliefs and thoughts and emotions and behaviors and perceptions of yourself and your life that match up with a specific timeline, you begin to put your awareness, your consciousness onto this timeline. Meaning you can make money doing what you love simply by doing some inner work. And not to say that you will have to take action steps, yeah, but it's not going to feel like hard work. You're not going to feel like you're busting your ass, and it'll be like natural action steps because the behaviors follow the identity. The identity is the first shift you need to make. You're shifting your self-concepts, shifting your state of consciousness, shifting who you view yourself to be as, and then the behaviors will come by, but the behaviors will just be a byproduct, right? The action steps will just be a byproduct. So it's not necessarily about what you do, it's all about who you are being, what your state of consciousness is at. And again, your state of consciousness is built up of what? Your perception of yourself, your perception of your life, your beliefs, your emotions, your thoughts, your behaviors, etc. Like who you are as a whole. So let's start getting really clear. All right, let's start getting really clear on what is that state of consciousness? What state of consciousness is the version of you on when you're on this specific timeline, right? What's their specific state of consciousness? What are their perceptions about themselves and their lives? Which is why we need to start opening our minds first about this is possible for me. So you can start to bring your awareness open and out to be able to even be susceptible to get on this timeline, right? So ask yourself, what are their beliefs? What do they typically feel? That's a big one. So much of the feeling is a secret. So much of your emotions carry such powerful energies. And when you can really become a master of your emotional self, your emotional body, which doesn't mean that we suppress any negative emotions. It means that we regulate emotions and we allow lower vibrational emotions to move through and out of us. But when you can become a master of your emotional self, you can become more of a master of your energy, right? And so asking yourself what emotions, what thoughts, and get really clear on who is this person? How do they see themselves? How do they show up in life? What are their mannerisms? What's the difference between this version of yourself that's in this timeline doing this and then who you are now? Get really clear on that. Okay, and we go so much deeper in this in the 3-day live event. I'm not going to put a cap on it, and I haven't recorded it yet because we're doing it live, but it's going to be 3 consecutive days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, April 10th, 11th, and 12th. And I'm thinking each day is going to be about an hour full of trainings and deeper teachings and embodiment practices and integrative practices for you to really begin to energetically shift into this timeline. And I really go into much more depth. It's, these YouTube videos I can only say but so much in, but the live workshop is going to be really great because I'll be able to interact with you too, which I love. I love Zoom for that. Being able to talk to you guys more. It's so much more personal than a recorded video like this. But anyway, we go so much deeper and retraining your mind and how to do this. And if you wanted to get a more full experience, again, you can check out the Attract Your First $1,000 in Your Purpose workshop event below. I'll leave the link in the description. But again, get really clear on who it is you are now. Get really clear on the state of consciousness of who it is that you are wanting to step into. And then work to embody that. Every day, wake up every day, make the decision every single minute, every single day, every single hour. Put reminders in your phone to match up to this energetic frequency. Think intentionally. A lot of this is very intentional. A lot of this takes a lot of awareness, guys. Really work on expanding your awareness. I talk a lot about this in my signature program. This whole thing of expanding your conscious container, expanding your awareness. The more you are aware of, this is why silent meditation is so good too. The more you are aware of the thoughts that you're thinking, of the emotions that you're feeling, the more you're able to stop these old ways of being, put a stop to it, right? Stop those neural pathways in their tracks, stop the emotional cycles in their tracks, break those old ways of being, throw them in a trash because it served us, but we're not doing that life anymore because we have a better life that we want to be aligning to. Putting more momentum into this version of yourself, intentionally thinking the thoughts, intentionally feeling the feelings, intentionally choosing to put your awareness on this reality even if you don't see it in the 3D yet. It's living in the 5D, people. It's living in the imagined potential and the infinite potential and it's from living out of a place of being a creator and creating your life rather than sometimes being a victim of life. You have so much potential to tap into this life where you have what you want. The universe wants you to have what you want. The universe wants you to have your desires, but you need to be open in the first place to understand that you are worthy of it, that you are capable of it, that you are powerful enough to step into it. Okay, that it is not only possible for you, but it is meant for you. Your desires are your destiny. Okay, this is what was laid out in your soul contract that you feel called to do this thing. Now, if you fulfill it or not depends on how you go about living this life. And maybe you'll take this mission on to your next life until you fulfill it then. But what I really want you to take away from this video is that you have the power and the potential 1000% to do this. So as long as you work to increase your self-awareness and to begin to become a master of your mind and your emotions and your energy, you can begin to shift whatever timeline you're on. You can begin to become such a more conscious creator of your external reality and manifest money doing what you love. Okay, and if you stayed until the end of this video, I want you to leave a butterfly emoji so I know who my OGs are at. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up to help out the channel. Share this video with a friend if you want. Don't forget to check out our 3-day event, Attract Your First $1,000 in Your Purpose, in the link description below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.